So you're going to take a dressing and you're just going to pat it dry. And then you're going to take another one and pat it dry. Now I'm ready to set up my sterile field. So everybody's with me so far? And we're following the procedure that I gave you last week. Okay, I always carry my alcohol stuff in my pocket because I don't want, do I want to leave the patient hanging there in the breeze while I rewash my hands? No. But is it a good idea to rewash my hands before I do the sterile part? Probably. Okay, so then I'm ready to open my sterile kit. How do you open a sterile kit? You open away from yourself first. The drape that's actually wrapping the kit we're going to use is our clean drape, our waterproof drape, and the one that, that we open up and lay out, that'll be our sterile drape where we're going to dump our supplies onto because we want to see you dump supplies. So open it up away from yourself just like you did your Foley kits. Touch the back or no more than that 1-inch border. Then you're going to take your drape out. Just touch it by the corner. Hold it away from your body. That was packed wrong. Hold it away from your body. Just touch the back of it or the 1-inch edge and lay it out. Remember the part that hangs over the edge of the table is not sterile. The 1-inch border is not sterile, so when I dump my supplies, I want to make sure and hit the sterile part, right? So, this has a little lip on it. Can you see that? Has a little lip on it. I can pick it up and dump from there, or most of the time it won't have a lip like that. So I'm going to hold it from the bottom, and I'm going to dump my supplies. Then I'm going to set that tray on my clean field. So I've got a clean field, a sterile field. I'm going to have a clean hand and a sterile hand. Okay. What do we need to do now? I need to pour my saline. Remember to pour your saline before you put your gloves on. Otherwise you get very confused during your checkoff. Okay. Pour your saline. Again, you made sure it was saline, that it wasn't outdated. You should hold the label, hold your hand over the label, pour away from the label. You're only using it for 24 hours, so it's unlikely to obliterate the label. But you should technically put your hand over the label, make sure it's sterile saline, make sure it's not expired. Pour away from the label so that if that little drips come down the side of the bottle, it doesn't obliterate the label. So pour that. You don't want to be too close that you get the end of the bottle into there. You want to pour from a little bit above, but you don't want to splatter either. Okay. We want you to also, and we'll give you one, we want you to also open up a sterile package. And we'll give you a fresh one. So you're going to peel it apart. You're only going to touch the edge. And you're going to dump it because I'm touching surfaces that are not sterile. So but we want to see you dump a sterile dressing on the field as well.
John's got a question.
The sterile field is here, and then the clean field is the
Right, and it wouldn't. Of course, it wouldn't be over the wound like this. I'm just trying to get it on camera. So. Okay, then I'm ready to put my sterile gloves on. I don't have room on my table to set my sterile gloves. where am I going to put them on? I don't want to turn my back on my field, right? So I have to find a place to put my sterile gloves on. A lot of times there's room next to the patient. You can do it. But don't like turn your back to the sterile field ever, because I don't really know what's happening there. You know, the patient could put their hand out and start fiddling with the stuff. So never, ever, if you turn your back on a sterile field, it's no longer sterile. So put your sterile gloves on. Some of you had forgotten how to do that in your Foleys. How do you do it? You put your dominant hand on first. Hopefully, this one looks like it has 2 left gloves, but okay. Put the right one on the right side. Use a new pair of gloves. Okay, put your right glove on. Then you're going to take your hand. You're going to put it under the cuff. And initially, I can touch the cuff, right? Because it's sterile to sterile. Can you see that? I can touch the cuff. But before I touch with this hand, what do I have to do with this thumb? I have to abduct. And hold your gloves away from your body. Hold them above your wrist. Don't put them on real close.